after these messages. We'll be right back. Well, hey there. Actually, there are people here. That's cool. I think I'm one of them, but there's two, and that's pretty great. Hello, this is my first time streaming art. I got a basic PNG tuber. It's pretty cool for having just as is, but using PNG tuber maker, I effectively have two frames. I don't really like that. We're gonna change that sometime. Probably going to honk. Uh, anyway, this is what we got for now. Let's make some art. Gonna start out by, I don't know what to draw, so I'm drawing Remy. I need a good icon for him for his VR chat avatar. So why not? Let's get on with that. Now, I wanted to have some kind of music or something, but also didn't want to get a copyright strike. So I don't know really how to set that up. So this is probably going to be a little more silent than most people are used to. Alright, starting out with Remy. Let's see, what do we got here? Gonna start out with a nice basic shape. Let's rotate that brush. Let's get that at a fun new angle. Get his nose like that. I just got notified that I'm live. Just getting the basic shape down here. It's probably too big. That's easy enough to change. He's got some nice fluffs right over here. Funny thing about this character is, oh my god, it's Puka. Hello, Puka. I can't believe you're watching one of my streams. How are you? Yeah, it's definitely too big. We're making that smaller. Just getting his big old ears over here. Actually, no, that's he has big ears. They're not that big. Okay. Work kind of sucks, but hey, it's important. Although you do art for work, so that's pretty great. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot worse than doing art for fun, but he's got an ear like that. That's still too small. That's still too big. I've also got to keep in mind that some of this is going to be cut off depending on how VR chat shows things. So I guess I got to make that really small. I would like to do art professionally. That's technically what I went to school for, and I just haven't. A lot happened with that, but that's a whole thing. So you get that right there. Now this character is interesting because I designed him, but then an artist currently going by the name of Codapop made a version of him for me when I commissioned them, and it was slightly different, but I liked it a lot better. So now the canon version of him is Codapop's version. Yeah, it's good. We'll just color that in a bit just to have a good base. That's a good shape to start with. It's fine that that's rough. I really like it showing all the brush strokes and stuff. That's kind of what got me into this. Okay. Now it's got a nice tan color. I have him on a second monitor. That might bring him down here just so you guys can see. Maybe it's more fun if you just don't. Maybe it's fun if you don't know where it's going yet. I'm gonna keep it like that. All right, let's get that. Oh, whoop! No, I don't want to do that. No, that is a new layer. Cool. Okay. Thought I was gonna ruin myself with that. Now, the chat's staying on screen longer than I had anticipated. It's supposed to. Working out bugs live. Yes, yes, yes. Wolf. Oh yeah, it's already. Oh, it's okay. I had set the time for them to go away, but I hadn't told it. Yes, I do actually want you to do that. All right, there we go. I mean, if there's any words I want to stay, it's Puka's words. Get a good base coloring, and that kind of gives a nice outline, because I like that cartoony look. The cartoony look of an outline. For a while, like, I started doing this, and they looked fantastic. And then for some reason, they just started looking weird, and I didn't know why. And I realized that just with this brush, it looks like really cheap crayon if you don't apply enough pressure. And that was what was throwing me off. All right, we're going to get a nice... Get some darker colors here. I'm trying to figure out where I placed the shapes. That's one trouble I'm coming up, but I think I know where to go. There we go, getting his mouth down there. The funny thing about Remy is, I don't know why, but while I was designing him, I had the thought of like, yeah, striped hyenas and spotted hyenas, they're basically the same thing. Experience copyright strikes are really rare. Usually the VOD just gets portions muted. Yeah, the problem I had was it started like messing with my account, and I forget exactly what it was. But that's what I was trying to avoid. I know Ryder told me a way to avoid that at one point. Like there's a way so you can set an audio track that doesn't get detected, or it doesn't get put in VODs or clips. And I found a setting for that in the program I'm using, but also I couldn't get it to recognize any other audio source as a separate audio source for some reason. Like, it just detects whatever audio source that I'm using for anything default. And that includes my microphone. And for some reason, all the audio is going through my microphone if I have my microphone set. I think that has something to do with me using an XLR input converter thing. I don't know, but it just wouldn't detect audio from any other place. I need to look more into that. But I also need to just do things sometimes. Because so much of me not doing things is thinking, well, it's not working the way I want. I'll figure that out later. And then I don't figure it out later. I just don't do it. Get some separation here. Let's get some... That's not working. Turn that size down. Get a nice little line there. That is something I need to look into because I can't be the only sound. That's just kind of boring. And I'm realizing that more now that I'm actually doing this. I really like that the program I'm using is actually showing the chat over my drawing, but like unobtrusively in the corner. That's really nice. I am using, probably blasphemously, Twitch Studio. I tried OBS and a couple other things, and they're probably a lot better, but at the same time, you have to learn them a little more, and I kind of wanted to just start. OBS is very bare bones by the looks of it, until you start adding other things on top of it. Twitch Studio had everything just involved at the start. Oh, you started with Twitch Studio? Do you use OBS now, or... Wait, you started with Twitch Studio. Twitch Studio is either older than I thought, or you're newer at streaming than I thought. I wouldn't call it dumb just starting with a program, especially like... Because really, it's just, you're saying you started with it, and as far as I know, it's a new thing in beta. And just based on how big you are, or at least big you seem to me, using Streamlabs, need to change over to OBS. Streamlabs was another one I played with. It seemed a lot more easy to start than OBS. But at the same time, it was still like... I don't know, I've been trying multiple things. It's funny, I've talked to people about Twitch Studio, and they seem to not realize it's a thing. At least the few people I've talked to about it. So they're like, oh, what software do you use? I'm like, oh, I'm using Twitch Studio. And they're like, oh, I know you stream on Twitch, but what software are you using? I wonder if that's just bad marketing on Twitch's side or what. Realizing this is very lopsided, but let's see where it goes anyway. I feel like it's a little too late to start over. And at the same time, I feel like some of the best things have come from doing things by mistake. Getting a little into where his teeth are supposed to be. One thing I need to learn, and that's going to come with experience, is when the appropriate time to make a new layer is. I need a good balance between a lot of layers and not a lot of layers. I was going to say something more profound, not profound, just better than that. But that's what I said, and that's what I'm sticking with. A lot of layers help with customizability, but it kind of gets overwhelming. Something so freeing about drawing this way. I didn't draw for so long just because, like, I wanted to, but also it's like, oh, there's so much small technical stuff. With this, I just go. I just go. There's no. I just do it. There's nothing to it. So get that in there. Another thing I kind of need to look into is I'm come from a lot of performance stuff. There's no wrong way to paint. Exactly. You just put stuff down, put more on top later if it doesn't look right. You just keep on going. And I'm realizing that the way the hair's going, why the ear looks so weird is because the hair's not continuing where it was supposed to. Yeah, but I'm always afraid of dead air, and that's... I've been told that on Twitch that doesn't matter nearly as much. I'm not sure about that. But it's just always something I'm kind of scared of. Because I've always been in performance stuff. Well, not always, but I've done performance stuff. And there's a lot of worry about that. You're not supposed to have dead air. But on the other hand, the stuff I've worked on, you're generally not looking to relax either. Whereas that might be a good thing for this. No fear. I say no fear, I have a lot of fear. So much fear. My God, all the fear. When I get more viewers, it'll be fun to draw people. I guess I don't need viewers for that. I can just like talk to friends and be like, hey, you want me to draw something? I'm gonna draw it on a stream. I do really love this program. I don't know why people use Photoshop for painting. It's not a very good painting thing. Drawing on stream is fun. It sure is. I need that to rotate a little more because I want that to go up a little. Wow, that's slow. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Photoshop, I don't... It's a good program. The company sucks. It's a good program, though. And I hate the... I hate all the popularity it's gotten for just being a Swiss Army knife. Because Adobe just keeps throwing everything they possibly can at it. And they did back off on that. They are focusing more on what it's actually for. But there was a while where it had like... I don't think it has this anymore, but it had like video editing and 3D model editing. It had some vectors. I think it still has vectors because you still kind of need that. But it had like... You almost didn't need any other Adobe program, and it was kind of weighing down on Photoshop and giving it what's the word? Undeserved reputation. And I love Photoshop. I've been using it for, I don't know, like 15 years. But it's not for painting. It's not even for drawing. It's for editing photos, and it does fantastic at editing photos. And you can do other stuff in it. But that's not what it's for, and there are much better things. This is free, and it does so much better than Photoshop. Ah, that hair's looking a lot better now. I really need someone to take down the popularity of Photoshop. I think that's the biggest mistake at least new people make. Like you said, it's just deciding, oh yes, I want to do art, therefore I need Photoshop. At least people hate Adobe pretty freely these days. Yeah. And frankly, they deserve it a lot. There's a lot of shitty companies out there. I'm not going to say they're the most shitty, but they're up there. They're a very shitty company. I don't like that color. Let's start over with that. Yeah, let's do that. I actually tried switching over from Adobe, and I found... Oh, what the heck happened to my display? What's going on? Okay, it's back. The tablet just turned off for a while. Is everything back and flowing? Okay, yeah, the stream looks like it's still up. That's good. Okay. We're back, even though we barely left. Okay. That ear is not right. Where's that ear layer? Oh, that's all on like one layer. That's not good. Well, I don't want it anyway. Glitches on brand, yes. Too bad they're not more aesthetic glitches. We're taking this ear off this layer entirely. And we're just drawing on it. That's not a smaller brush. Yeah, all the glitch did is my display went black. And it just meant there was nothing moving on stream for a while. Lucky stream didn't mess up anything like that. Still not a big enough ear. Despite me not having anything unsavory open, it does worry me that something could potentially glitch and so bad things on stream. With nothing open, I don't think there's a big risk of that, though. Now we're going to get that kind of outline over here. Alright, that's looking a lot better for his ear. Alright. Now we need that pink of the inside of his ear. Yeah, it looks like a good pink. You know what? Now that it doesn't look good pink. A lot of color is context. Yeah, it's good. There we go. Actually going to leave that right here. That tuft there anyway, so that's good. That kind of mimics that. Needs more black, though. Get around the outside there. Oh, yeah, that looks really good. Actually, we can do a little bit right here, too. Ooh, that looks nice. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're going to get a little darker pink down here. That's a good pink. just to give a nice light, nice little less. Boy, I'm tripping all over my words. What I'm basing off of, his eyes are closed. Do I still want them closed? Yeah, let's keep them closed. Is there anything on that layer? Nope, that's a new layer. Cool. I wonder what other industries have a problem like art does with there being like one software that's like everything that doesn't actually work for everything. I feel like that's got to be a common problem. But then again, literally everyone knows Photoshop. You don't have to be in art to know what Photoshop is. And I don't really know what kind of products go for other. I guess no AutoCAD for, but like as far as I know, that is the one you use for every, like, I guess not everything, but like if you're using AutoCAD, you have a very specific purpose. I do wish this brush changed. What program do you use? This is Krita. It's free. It's fantastic. I've only used it a couple times, but all of my digital paintings have been using this. I love it so much. Often use Photoshop for various things. Use Illustrator a little. I should use Illustrator more because that's really, if you're designing logos and stuff, you really should be using Illustrator. But I got so used to Photoshop, I kind of didn't. I'm trying to force myself to use it a little more. I did get programs to try and replace Adobe, and then just didn't use them because I was too used to Adobe. But now I don't give Adobe money. I'm not going to mention how because the police are obviously watching and they'll break down my door. Affinity has a great set of programs though. Affinity Photo is basically Photoshop. It doesn't have all the features, but it has like the important features. The hair is going over the ear. I need to fix that. That's a brush not. I highly recommend Affinity Photo if you're looking for an alternative to Photoshop. Krita's free. You don't need to worry about an alternative if you're looking for digital painting. Affinity also has a replacement for Illustrator, and they have a replacement for InDesign. I don't know a lot of people that use InDesign. I would need to. Where did the line go? And using GIMP for photo editing. I've heard, I mean, I want GIMP, as far as I know, is good, but it has weird quirks. Like, someone mentioned to me that you have to, like, manually tell it that you want a transparency layer, which is so weird to me because even outside of Photoshop, every program I've used, you don't have to tell it something's transparent. Just if nothing's there, it's transparent and it has a default background under the whole thing. I don't get that. Why would you? Is it harder to program something to automatically be transparent? Is there some benefit from that? I don't. It's weird. I don't understand it, but there's also Paint.net, which I haven't heard a lot about, but it was a big competitor with GIMP for a while. I'm curious how that's gone. Should probably look into that because that seemed pretty cool. It's the same idea, different company. Add some spots on his nose because he got spots all over. Certain things are effortless in other programs, but really weird to figure out in GIMP, and it can be annoying. Yeah, GIMP does seem to have a weird learning curve based on the people I've talked to that use it. That's one of the few programs I really want to talk with the people that made it and be like, why did you design it like this? I do still tend to. Actually, no, haven't recommended GIMP to people that want a free program in a while. I guess most people I know that would actually bother using a program like that already have an idea of what they want and already have a program to use. Because I've realized generally when I'm recommending a program to people, it's like Pixlr, which isn't even a program, it's a website. It's like Photoshop Online, but free. Because I guess generally most people that are coming to me for recommendations for stuff like that, they just want something to like resize an image, or they want to like add text or something. It's just easier to understand, and they don't have to download a whole thing for something minor. Where's the base of his ear? I'm not liking the color different. Okay, there we go. But if you really just want something quick and dirty, Pixlr is really good. I've used that one a little. I've used that surprisingly more than GIMP. Mainly because I was trying to help guide a friend through it. He, like, every time he needed something done with an image, he'd talk to me and be like, hey, I need you to do this for me. And it was fine for a while, but eventually it's like, okay, if you need it this much, I think you should just, like, learn it yourself. So I started to, like, I refuse to do this for you, but I will guide you step by step through this if you want me to. Oh, that's too gray. No, don't do that one. That looks a little better. That looks much better. I will kindly make you learn this shit, yes. Very happy to do it for you if it's like a thing here and there, but when you start asking me constantly for a bunch of different things, you now need this enough that you should just know how to do it. Let's get a little more variation of color in here. Is that even doing anything? Am I even on a layer? I am on a layer. It's on a layer way down there, though. All right, that's pretty. Add a little more depth to that. Let's also get a little more of that darker brown up here, just because. Ooh, that's good. Okay. How's that look here? Yeah, that looks better. I like that. Okay. This side of his face, actually. Where did I put the eyes? They're on that layer. Gonna take this a little darker. It's a little more saturated, I guess. That's good. Just add a little more darker to that side of the face. That one, like a stroke or two too much. There we go. That's nice. These are supposed to be little floofies, but they didn't turn out that way. Let's correct that. So let's start with the black layer. Yeah, that's looking better. We're going to go with that shape. We're going to take that color and fa-fa-fa. Oh, thank you. That's looking a little too much, I think, actually. But I think it has more to do with where this is ending. So if we kind of just take that, I think we can make it look better. Get some water and carry some stuff around. Consider me a lurky lurker. Okay. Honestly, I'm incredibly honored that you even bothered to stay here this long or even check it out in the first place. You are such a wonderful artist, and having you look at my art is Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, those tufts are looking a lot better like that. Okay. Actually, speaking of water, I'm going to take a second or two to get a sip of some water. I realized I haven't had any in quite a while. Yes, I have hydrated. And ready for more art. These. Something fun about streaming this too is I now have a view of how long these are taking me. I kept trying to time myself, but then I got really into it and forgot to actually check. But now I know that I started after about like 2 minutes of nothing. So I know that however long I've been streaming, minus about 2 minutes is how long this has taken me. Let's see. It's almost just good for his head, and then we'll figure out a background. I guess his hair could use a little more to it. Make that an almost black. Just lightly go over this just to change things up a bit. That one stroke was too much. Let's get that out of there. There we go. Ah, nice. Let's do the same with the other hair because it's looking too close to the actual head. There we go. Just do some quick vertical strokes. That's not dark enough because I forgot to change how that looked. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, what am I missing here? There's little lines under his cheeks. Alright, that looks good. His teeth need to be outlined a little more. That's his hair. There we go. Got a layer under here. Gonna draw a little here. Did I change the color? Yes, I did. Okay. Does also have a black bottom lip like a lot of dogs do. Make that a little more obvious. Da, 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 da. Looks like he's jutting out his bottom lip a little too much. I don't like that. I think if we just erase some of the teeth, that's going to be fine. Looking a lot better. A lot better. I think we'll stop there. That looks really nice. That looks really cute. I think for safety, since I do plan on using this as an icon in VR chat, I'm going to need to make all of this a little smaller. Just so I know it's all going to get in there. That looks like it's not highlighting everything. Nope, that is not. See, everything's highlighted. Can I make it group? There. What if I just group? Cool. Okay, that did it. Now can I just do all of it? Hello, Stuff the Bun. It's good to see you, and yes, I am Sock. The Sock will get a little better. Currently using PNG Tuber Maker, and it was a good, easy start for as far as programs go, but also I effectively only have 2 frames to work with, and that's not fun. I'm going to be upgrading to Honk soon. I've heard good things about that. Wait, where's the Move tool? That's the Select Shapes tool. Oh, okay. I am still new to this software. This is Krita. I have like 15 years of experience in Photoshop, but Photoshop is not for digital painting. But Krita is free, and so far it's a really great program. I just need to learn it a little more. I think this dude is good as far as his head. We'll just need to... No, you know what? That can be a little more depth in there. Make that color a little darker. Takes a while to get used to a new program. Yeah, it helps a lot that I have experience in at least the general category, so it hasn't been too difficult to get started. But there are quite a lot of things that are just going to be foreign for a while. Let's get some stuff in there. Looks like, no, that wasn't right. Get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, that looks good for his head. This is just going to be a floating head. Now let's do a background. What colors would be... Actually, you know what? His ear's not looking right. At least not the far one. Let's edit that a bit, too. I need to think of what colors would be good for him. For a background. I'm basing off this off a headshot I commissioned. But I don't want to just, like, copy it wholesale. It is a nice background. But also, it's not like him. This could make like an abstract workshop. He likes to tinker with things. That's his hair. Where is his other ear? I think it's just all on that layer. Obviously not all on that layer, but... Oh well. Okay, we're just going to go above there. Oh, that looks so much better. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, okay, I love that. Loving that. Alright. We'll curve out a little more. Yeah, there we go. There's my boy. Add a little outline to that. Make it look a little more toony, because I really like that. The hair could use that too, actually. I'm just going to add that to the base black layer, though. Yeah, there we go. Just a little more outline here. It's looking a little too squared off. That's not quite right, but I'll leave it like that. That looks good. Is that good? Okay, that first one's not good, but this one was. Oh, I like that. Okay, we're leaving that. No, not there. Maybe just an extended background on the back. I'm liking the fat outline just on the back. Do I like that more, though? Maybe not. I like how much his teeth are sticking out still. Let's change. Let's change that more. No, no. Where did I put that layer? What if I could stream from a tablet? Like a standalone tablet. Ah, there's the teeth. I'm going to be getting one of those somewhat soon. I hope. Okay, that's looking better for the teeth. Now the lip's way too big. Is that the lip? That's the lip. Let's shrink that down a little. There we go. Ah, there he is. Alright, now we'll go to the background. Let's start by making just a abstract workshop. Why not? We don't have anything to lose here. Here's the floor. Here's a wall. Probably put that under the floor layer just so that gets marked off a little. There we go. Make that nice and okay. Make another wall. Nice even strokes going up. Okay, I actually can't go a little further. I forgot that I just made the floor so that it cuts this off nicer. It's looking less workshop, more just kind of generic. What colors do I generally pair him with? Kind of a pale purple. I don't know how that's going to look here, but let's just go for it. It's a darker one and a lighter one. Let's go about this, like a nice lavender. I'm just going to scribble over this entire back. Leave some empty spaces. I like that brush texture. And what if we just lower opacity? Oh, that looks really nice. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. In the original headshot I made for him, I put a gear around him. Just because I liked giving a little sense of who they were. I'm not liking the closed eyes as much now. Maybe I'll change that. Let's make kind of a gear here. Making gears is very difficult. But with how rough the general look of painting is, I don't have to worry about it too much. That's really nice. So I made the original in Photoshop, because as much as I always say Photoshop's a horrible program for drawing, I also don't listen to my advice too much. Until now. Yeah, that looks like a gear. As much as anything else in this looks like what it is. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, let's do that. Just gonna make a little darker outline for it. Just to separate it from the rest of the background a little more. Oh, I am liking this, how this is turning out. Okay. I have not saved this in forever. Let's change that. Oh, interesting. You cannot see the save dialog. There's nothing horrible there, but I do like that I can be a little more confident in random things not showing up. Alright, and we're gonna go to the sponge just to add a generic texture to this general area. A little more there. Just make it look a little more like a flower. Second to see if I'm okay with that. And it's not the worst thing ever, but he's not a flowery guy. He's not a flowery guy. But it's not quite him to just put a flower. It's looking less flower. But I think the real... Oh no, I put that over the wrong layer. Put that back on its own layer. I'm going to go down here, and we're just going to make this harder edged than it is now. Because I think that's what's really going to help get those sharp angles in there. Come on. Oh, right. There we go. Get back to my favorite brush. Just harsh angle. Harsh angle here. Harsh angle here. Make these very squared. Oh, this is not supposed to be. That's easy to fix though. There we go. Need the little wells for the teeth. Oh, turn the eraser on by mistake. There we go. Hua, hua, hua. Hua, hua, hua. Hua, hua, hua. Wah, 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 wah. Probably shouldn't have started by making everything rounded. Alright, that's looking a little more gear-like. Oh, okay. That up there. That there. Yeah. Like a big circle here that just kind of barely shows up. Shows up a lot more than I thought, and yet also not as much as I thought. I make this really big. I don't hate it. Let's give this more of a gray tone, I guess. When in doubt, just start piling stuff up. See what looks good. What if I make that multiply? Yeah, let's go with that. Let's keep that. I think that's looking nice. See, now I decided against his ears, or his eyes being closed now. Actually, I think his ear needs... I guess his ears don't have dots. No, yeah, I guess they don't have dots on the inside. Oh, hey, another thing that's changed. His ears used to have more fluff inside of them. And I just haven't drawn that because the person that made the more recent version of him didn't draw that. And they became kind of the canon version. Okay, this is where his eyes are. We're just going to go on top of that. Make a... No, not that big. I like his eyebrows. We'll keep the eyebrows. This is a good eye shape. Yeah, just make that a little taller. That's looking good. See, get like that. Leave a little more black at the top. Because, you know, like eyelashes. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Alright, now he has brown eyes. Like me. Get a nice brown color in there. I keep looking at the headshot I was referencing originally for the eyes, but he doesn't have eyes in that one. Let's go like that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit over there. Now we need the pupil. And a pupil. Let's get some light brown to... Actually, that should probably be under the pupil, because the pupil's going to be black. Just to provide some nice different colors. Probably should have put that on the opposite side of the iris sclera eye color part. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay. I like that. Maybe just a little bit of white right there. Is that not on top of the pupil? It's not on top of the pupil. Now it is. Oh, it looked better under the pupil. Let's put it back. On top of the pupil, put a little bit. And then just turn down the opacity. Oh, that looks really good. I love it. Okay. Well, I think this one is done. I want to say it's done, but just doesn't seem quite there. Where's the top layer of the eyes? I think I'm going to draw... Maybe if I just widen the black underneath. Something feels a little too... See, giving those eyelashes. Maybe just get a little bit under here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, make his eyes pop a little more. Get him some eyeliner. See. Ooh, that looks cool. But not quite what I'm going for. Let's just add a little bit of not pure white to... I think this is the sclera. Let's add a little bit over there, maybe a little bit up here. What else? That layer. Where's his ear? That's his right. Sapin. 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 Add a little more contrast here. Just for some flavor. I don't like that. Let's not do that. Let's not with that color. Start at this brown. You know what, maybe it just needs a little bit more lighter. Because it's already a dark brown. I kind of like that. It just doesn't make sense. What if I add it up here? I kind of like it. I guess it's better. Yeah, okay. I'll take that. His muzzle looks really not right, though. I was going to do two, but with how long this is taking me, I'm kind of surprised. Because I didn't plan... This is more just a test stream. I also don't generally have time to do really long streams as much as I should. We'll see how this ends up going. Not today. This is gonna be the first and only painting for today. But in the future... Where's his nose? There we go. Okay. Because this definitely needs a little more work. It's supposed to be more of a... Ah, that looks better. Okay. There's a problem with the muzzle. Not there. That looks fine. This layer. Ah, nice. Nice and clean. Okay, I like this. I'm going to say that's good. I'm going to say that's the end. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me. More people joined than I expected. And this was a very fun evening of drawing my funny little guy. This has been Remy, Remy's Headshot. This will be used for his avatar in VRChat and just kind of randomly posted wherever I feel needs to see more of Remy. Alright, let's see about rating out, even though I don't know who's watching anymore. Let's see, we could go to Bagel Rabbit. She's fantastic. Let's go to Bagel Rabbit. Bagel Rabbit's wonderful. All right, and we're heading on over. Love y'all. Have a wonderful night.